Hello YouTube and welcome back to the next part in the series on the War Z Beginner's Guide. We have made it up to Clearview. In this area here I'm going to show you some of the spots to dig through. Clearview, as I said before, has 3 of the 4 hotspots you want to hit. It does have a police station, it does have it does have a market, and it does have a clinic. So we're going to hit all of those. I like to hit this little house first because it's usually not guarded. There's usually nothing hanging around here. And once in a while you find stuff. But not this time. So I did cut through Parker. I think it's Parkerville. What it's called? Yeah. When I came out this way, I cut through Parkerville instead of Campos, and I was able to hit a clinic there, and I actually got a few more meds. So we were doing fantastic on the meds part. And that's really what you want to focus on, is making sure that you've got enough meds, because if worse comes to worse, you can't outrun these things, but your health is a big deal you got to manage, obviously. So let's just invite this guy over for a dance. And I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like some areas, some cities, some locations, it seems that the zombies almost despawn at night, and I believe they usually do. I believe they recycle. I believe some of them actually disappear and then some reappear. But I have seen a lot more in this place before, so right now it does not look too bad. And I'm gonna head down this way first, because Clearview does have some pretty good spawns in their residentials. So before we hit the major spots, we're just gonna kind of dig down this way. Oh, what's up, buddy? A big deal when fighting these guys is you want to make sure you get that first hit. You want to hit them just about when they're getting just within striking range, because if you miss that first hit, chances are they're going to hit you. Even if you think that you're a foot or two away, they will hit you. You will get lucky once in a while and they will miss, but for the most part, you will not be that lucky. Alright, so we've got a Kruger rifle here. I'm going to drop the pistol and take the rifle instead. Although, that's kind of stupid. I'm just going to hold on to the pistol instead, because obviously it weighs less. I don't really know what I was thinking there, but the one positive is that I can have it equipped along with my melee weapon. I'd really like it if I could equip a pistol in that first slot, but at the moment you can't, and I'm sure they won't change it, but it would be nice. So we're just going to keep going around out here. Now in PvP, these houses on the outside of Clearview, you're going to see a lot of action in. I could be wrong because I'm not a huge PvPer, but I believe this is one of the more common ones right here, is this house. You will commonly see this covered in riot shields, covered in all kinds of barricades. People do like to just camp up here. They snipe out of this house. They can basically see all sides of the town from this house. And they will pick you off. And a lot of them are aimbotting. A lot of them are using, these lame cheats because they can't play the game on their own. So when you come into Clearview, if you're in a high population server, overall I'd say just stay away from Clearview. But if you feel the need to come here, then I would avoid high population servers unless you're really looking for a fight. The only downside is that, once again, there's a good chance that you'll run into an unfair fight anyways, even if you do have some decent ammunition. And if they see you from a distance with something that's even the slightest bit desirable, something like binoculars, or they'll gun you down just for that. Even binoculars they will gun you down for. And actually, in Parkerville at the police station, I actually did manage to find a pair of binoculars. And they are pretty good to have. They're fairly uncommon. In this house right here, I have actually found sniper rifles in here before. I found a Blazer in here, which is one of the more common sniper rifles, but it's still not very common. People still like to trade them, usually in bulk, but they still do have value. They're just a common drop amongst snipers anyways, which is to say something about the weapons, because you'll obviously find a lot more pistols, assault rifles, and shotguns a lot quicker than you'll find snipers. So that house right there is a pretty good spot. Right up here we're going to go to the super center. Once again, you're going to feel the need to run. You have to do your best to keep your finger off of that shift key or whatever key you have bound to the run, because even though this looks empty right now, I'm sure if I ran, I'd probably attract one or two that I'm not even looking at, or I can't even see. So, keep your finger very well trained and do not press that run button, especially in a city like this. So we're gonna go here. Sometimes stuff will spawn around this vehicle. I've never really had much luck. I'm kind of hoping to jinx it by mentioning it. I'd really like to find a backpack, but it doesn't look like we're gonna find one this time. And like I was saying earlier, it does seem like some zombies do. It does seem like there is despawning, and I'm almost 100% certain there is. But as you can tell, it's fairly quiet in the city right now, and we are just approaching morning. It is 5:12 right now, server or game time. Do I have a granola bar? Yes, I do. Alright, so we're looking pretty good. I'm just going to use that can of soup that I found to recover, and look, right there, awesome. I actually might just start picking up cans of soup instead of anything else, because I think they may have actually increased the spawns on them, because I've been finding them at a fairly decent clip. So we're going to hit the clinic right here, and the police station you can tell by its slanted roof, so we're going to hit that too. We'll just be hitting Clearview in this episode, and then we'll be hitting Smallville in the next one, and I'll show you the safe zone. There's really not much to show. I might not even bother. But the nice thing is that in the safe zone there is a vault where you can store stuff in your global inventory, and whenever you're there, obviously you can take stuff and add stuff to your inventory. And if you create a new character, you can give them stuff out of the inventory right away, right before they spawn into the world, even though they're not going to spawn in a safe zone. So it's always good to pick up those extra items to give to your new characters, just like I gave this guy the tack knife to start off with. And we're doing really excellent with the medical spawns. I think that's almost 10 with 12 antibiotics. Not bad in the slightest. So we're just going to continue up this way to the police station. Ambulances do have chances to spawn meds, so whenever you see an ambulance, always check it out. It's not a high chance, but usually 1 or 2 ambulances a run I'll find meds on. Fire trucks. Once in a while you can find something decent on a fire truck. I usually don't. I know that I believe fire axes have been added to the game. I have yet to find one. I would imagine that they spawn around the fire truck. Got a helmet, but I already got my hat. Yeah, you know what? We'll swap them out. Let's do the fireman helmet. Actually, kind of does look like a firefighter, doesn't he? I think we could live with that. We'll be the fireman today, putting out some goddamn fires. Oh, and I forgot we do have another small supermarket to take a look at. Stab you in the face. Get the fuck down. And if you do manage to get close enough, like if he was a sleeper, usually by this distance he'd be up already. But you can reach down and hit them a few times before they pop up. But usually, as soon as they pop up, if you haven't killed them yet, if you haven't got those first those first couple of hits off real quick, shut up, bitch! I'm trying to educate people. Sit the fuck down. Anyways, before I was interrupted, if you manage to get off a few of those hits, but you don't kill them, just back away, because it is unrealistic how quickly they're able to turn around and attack after standing. So if you're feeling ballsy, dive in and hit them once or twice and then back out. You will eventually, there are weapons in this game, at least 2 that I can think of, melee weapons that are 2-hit kills. One is the katana, which is fairly uncommon. Actually 3 I can think of, the machete, which is also very uncommon, and the hatchet. Ooh, Jesus, that's what I get for eating before I do videos, right? But, yes, those items are going to be two-hit kills. What do we got down here? Flashlight. I thought I saw a gun nozzle for a second there. I have found it is possible to find semi-auto rifles here. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and drop, as sexy as I do look, I'm going to take this helmet because the helmet actually offers protection, whereas the fireman helmet, from what I know, does not. So we won't bother with that. And we got nothing but helmets here, which sucks. I would have really liked a backpack. But it looks like we are going to be leaving Clearview without a backpack. I'd rather do it the legit way and just find one for this character, but once I get to the safe haven, I might just go ahead and give him one, just to make it a little easier while we're looting and finding stuff. The nice thing is that he's found way more meds than I thought I would, so I have plenty of stuff to bring back to the safe zone. I never have too much luck in trailers, ha ha ha, but what I would probably do, if I was you, if you really wanted to check these trailers, just make sure the whole area around them is clear, because it is very easy to get stuck in that trailer with a couple of zombies coming in, and in close quarters, you don't want to get stuck with one of them. As dumb and slow as they tend to be, you still don't want to get trapped in here. That little back compartment also tends to drop a weapon or two once in a while. I have found a Mosin Nagant in there. Not the best one-shot kill, but it only comes with 5 rounds, and it's kind of loud. In desperation, it's good to have something equipped, but for the most part, I wouldn't even recommend it. You're probably still better off just using a melee. Alright, take this guy out here, dig through his house, get your feet out of the ground. Look at this cheating asshole with his feet in the ground. Trying to odd job me, just running around punching my ankles. That was the worst part of GoldenEye, wasn't it? That one asshole that had to be odd job. Always, there was one asshole that just had to be odd job. Alright, and we'll check these 2 little homes here. Oh no, that one's closed. So we'll check this one over here, and that'll basically be it. I might dig through a couple more of these houses, but I don't want to take up too much of your time. The spawns are pretty random, so what I'll do is I'll dig through here. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. And yes, I did run on purpose. I wanted to drag him my direction. And nobody else. Good. Stupid, absolutely, but I just wanted to pull him in my direction. I didn't see anybody else, so if you really feel like doing it, at least be cautious. I still wouldn't suggest it, and I'm an idiot for doing it. And I have gotten myself in a lot of trouble for doing it. I kind of can't resist sometimes, I won't lie. But it looks like we have cleaned out most of the important areas. Like I said, we'll probably cut the video right around here. I'm going to head over to Smallville, show you some more in Smallville, and then from that point on, I'm going to dump some of my items, and possibly very soon, I'll show you a NORAD run. And NORAD is the military base, which is located right outside of Blue Ridge, right here. The military base is not something I would suggest to go solo with. I would suggest getting some buddies, getting some friends. It is very dense, but there are amazing spawns there. You can get body armor, you can get military weaponry. There's all kinds of great stuff that you can get there. Military equipment. You can get backpacks. On a rare occasion, you might even get a military backpack, which is extremely uncommon, and it's also the biggest backpack in the game, but it's also a huge risk to go down that area because it is just fucking loaded with those assholes. And running into that many zombies at once is no fun. And there are all kinds of herding strategies that you can do to kind of like, you know, drag them to one side of the area. Some people like to glitch them into the walls, or etc., etc. But either way, I'm going to be heading to Smallville, and I'll see you in the next episode. Once again, thumb it up, thumb it down, tell me what you think. I want to know what you say. Excuse me, oof, Jesus. I'm just a fucking gas pot today, I guess. That's what I get for eating a burrito for dinner over here. So, once again, thumbs up, thumbs down, share it with a friend if you liked it, let me know what you think. The videos are only going to get better or worse depending on what I hear from you guys. I want to know what people think. I do want to hear if there's anything that you want to, see talked about. And got the fucking zombie Macarena going on over there. I don't know why they decided to group over there. And that'll happen too. Just as a quick note before we leave. When you disconnect, when you quit and you log out of a server, you will spawn back in the same spot unless you jump onto the same server. I believe that's how it goes. If you jump back onto the same server, you will spawn in the same spot. if you jump onto another server immediately, you will be teleported to a quote-unquote safe area most of the time, but not always. It's one of their ways of trying to curb spawn camping, because people are just talentless and cowards like that they just spawn camp people because they can't handle them in actual PvP battles. Either way, when you disconnect, try to disconnect in an area. Something like this is probably not so bad, but I'm close to the road, so if I was going to connect to a public server, this might not be the best choice. Most people like to sit under a tree or somewhere off in the bushes in the distance, away from any high population areas like Clearview or Smallville, or obviously you can disconnect right inside one of the safe zones. But if you do have to disconnect somewhere outside, pick a safe spot. It takes a few seconds to disconnect, so drop to the ground, give yourself a little bit of time, make yourself less visible. But yeah, there's a lot of little tips like that. So, but anyways, I'm going on. So I will see you guys in Smallville, and let me know what you think about the video, and you have a good one today.